I've thought about it long and hard. I've been hiding from stuff for way too long. I'm going to release a little bit of this information because I want you to try it.
Wow, the ancient wisdom, the ancient texts. What are we doing here? What is tarot? What is oracle guidance? What is diving into the occult, right? The metaphysics that is examining the ancient past, that is examining ourselves through ancient symbolism, right? And even symbols that have traveled into modernity and maybe changed a bit or adapted, right, to better suit what's needed for here. We have a different language. So oftentimes when we're looking at things like this, we're reading cryptic occult symbolism. What we're actually doing is translating ancient vocabulary into modern vocabulary of maybe psychology, right? Maybe like understanding. Maybe the metaphysics isn't metaphysics anymore. Maybe now it's true physics. True physics, whatever that is. And so there is this evolution of thought and like examining things on those terms, and it could be again things from the ancient past, or it could be things from our ancient past.
Try it on any ancient symbolism you can find. If it does work, I would love to hear from you about it because this is a collective piece. There's a lot more pieces of the puzzle, but this is the beginning of it. So I am releasing this information to you guys. I'm putting it out on my website and releasing the image of the Ogham in the unit circle. Like I said, try it. I'd like for you to try it with other ancient symbolism. I'd like for you to try it with the Ogham if it's something that interests you. I mean, this is possibly able to change how we view ancient understanding of modern physics, of mathematics.
Oh, the spirits are here. There's all these educational forces in this card and happening right now. And then we know that knowledge is power. We know that the more we know, the better we are, right? The more you know. And it's not just about having information. It's about turning and cultivating that was information into wisdom, and that wisdom into wise action, right? And so that's like the name of the game here, right? We know a lot. There's a ton of information we are being bombarded with day in and day out on all levels. What good does that information do us if we aren't taking the time to think about it? And if we aren't converting that information into knowledge, and that knowledge into wisdom, right? The true alchemy of thought here, of thoth here. Thank you, Spirit.
And I am outside of academia. I don't have a professor or an institution to rely on to verify this data. I don't have that. I have you. And there's enough going on in the world that we can all see that things are happening and things are possible that maybe have been denied or maybe that haven't been looked at yet, that we are on the precipice of great change. And for better or for worse, this type of information is going to help us out tremendously because we might actually need it ourselves one day. And as I say that, the sun.
So the Ogham alphabet, which we read from today, this book is a divination book about the Ogham oracle, and these are the Ogham, the alphabet, right? So each letter is a line with dash marks going right, dash marks going left, dash marks going across, dash marks going diagonally. And I've already published a lot of stuff on my other channel and on my website about this, so this isn't I'm not sharing anything too crazy. There's a lot. I talked to AI for over 300 pages worth of information that now I'm breaking down and analyzing and comparing to what I've already done and what I need to do next. And then some of the information, because it's AI, don't trust the robot. I'm telling you guys this. It screwed up a bunch of stuff, and so I had to go back through and like fix the parts where it like misunderstood or misread it. It didn't make, like, what it was doing was wrong or incorrect, and I tried it its way, but it was so anyway, lo and behold, dun, 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 here is the Ogham unit circle. The Ogham unit circle. It is trigonometry, guys. Here are the letters, their degrees. here they are with their tangent, cosine functions, all of this. Clearly marked them out and charted them according to this. And I know that might seem like you're like, what? A unit circle? What we've been doing is trying to figure out if this alphabet is actually ancient mathematics. And like I said, I've published a lot about this on my other channel. It's actually part of my book. There's a video called Light the Fuse. And I just wanted to present this to you guys. There is a lot more that is happening. But the fact that this translates this way, I mean, talk about the different sections. 5, right? Oghams come in groups of 5, the Ogham. So each one has, one going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then they start again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's like an amplitude that's happening with these, right? They do translate in the ways that I've been telling you they translate for years, or telling people. But what's really interesting is there is that graduation from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? These amplitudes, the ancient secret texts, examining them and finding new information. And then how do we turn that information into knowledge? And how do we turn that knowledge into wisdom?
I'm calling out to all of you guys, and there's some people in particular that I would really like to hear from. So if you don't come to me voluntarily, I will be reaching out to you. And if I don't reach out specifically to you and you're hoping that I do, go ahead and call me, talk to me, send me an email. This is very exciting.
This changes a lot about how things were interpreted, and whether or not they used the same vocabulary that as us is ridiculous, because of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. They had a different way and means of seeing things, a different vocabulary, a different association and understanding, but it didn't make what they were seeing different or false. It was just seeing it in a different way, in a different light, under a different context, which is exactly what we're doing when we look at tarot and we read these ancient symbols in terms of today. Some people might have said, the king of swords in reverse, and we might call him a sociopath. You know what I mean? They might say, the ancient curses, generational curses, and we might say narcissistic family structure. You know what I mean? So it's just a different language describing the same occurrences, and by looking at them like we do here, like we dare to do here, we develop ourselves as modern day humans using ancient understanding, which is derived from our DNA, the ancestors, the whole human experience. And this alphabet is definitely included in that. So not only is it a phonetic alphabet with, words, and a divinatory and 1,000 other things. I mean, how many things can you attribute to a couple of hash marks and like weird simple lines? Well, it gets incredible. And what we've been doing here by turning it into an actual mathematical component, right? We're able to actually not just assign these functions, but able to interpret words as waveforms. It gets intense. And we'll keep sharing more of that on the other channel. But I was just like, wow, Spirit is really talking today to us. This is what has been coming through the collective conscious to me. Was that a fuzzy? Was that a word? I don't know what that was. Did you see it? What has been coming through to you? And again, no matter how long you've been working on something, no matter how much you feel like you haven't been able to improve it or get to that next point, there is something about, sitting still and staying in the emotional, like not giving up on it, but at the same time, not letting the outside forces impede you or try to push you into a space where you're being manipulative to try to force something, because that's just going to add to the stress and lessen from the result. All right. Gosh, that was a lot today.
I'm going to put this up. Here is the formulas. Here is the unit circle. Try it out and let me know how it works out for you. Please, please, please let me know how it works out for you. I'm so curious.
I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe. And thank you for following us on our journey on our other channel. If you're interested in that, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day.